Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Tea with Publicity. As promised, this is the bonus Love Island episode. I'm so excited. I sat down with Cinco and Cash from Love Island US Season 3. I'm obsessed with them. Apparently, I'm going to hang out with Cash next week, so stay tuned for that content because she is everything I dreamed of and more. First, you'll listen to the Cinco interview. He's just a doll, but he didn't give me that much tea. Cash obviously spilled the tea. You know, she just can't control herself. They're currently together in Cinco's house. She's met his dad. I'll let them tell you guys all the details, but it just brings me so much joy. We talk about who they're rooting for, what they learned, what their biggest regrets were, what they learned from the show. I just said that. But anyway, I'm repeating myself now, but I want you guys to listen to this interview. And if you are new here and you're just tuning in for this, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. I spill the tea with your favorite reality stars and just talk about taboo female topics. So I hope you check out my other episodes too. Here is the interview with Cinco. And don't forget that Love Island airs Tuesdays through Fridays and Sundays at 9 p.m. on CBS and is available to stream live and on demand at CBS app and Paramount Plus. So you could tune in for the finale this Sunday, August 15th. I can't believe the finale is this soon. Okay, guys, here are the interviews. Enjoy. All right, guys, I am here with Cinco. I am so excited to chat, Cinco. Welcome back. You're out of the villa. Where do you live? Where are you located?
So right now I'm in Northern Virginia. I'm 30 minutes away from DC. So
okay.
Right.
So is Cash from New York? Who's from New York? I feel like I was hearing, we'll meet up in New York references.
Yeah, Cash is from New York. Jeremy's from New York. So both of them. I'm ready to go to New York and check both.
Okay, so I'm gonna befriend them when they get back here. And then you can
go. You're in New York too?
Yeah, we're in New York. So then you can come into the office when you come meet up with them.
That's a bet. I've never been to New York either. This would be my first time.
Oh my God, you're gonna be obsessed.
I'm excited. From everything that Cash tells Jeremy tells me, I heard New York is lit. I'm ready to go.
So we all saw on social media that you and Cash had a little reunion.
Yeah.
Was that yesterday or the day before? I feel like this just happened.
This was yesterday, today. She's still here.
Oh, she's here. Is she in the next room or something?
Yeah, she's doing some stuff.
I was trying to finagle my way into making you guys do a joint interview, and they're no.
Yeah, no.
I'm let's get them together.
We just chilling, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's my homie. That's my homie first, and I'm happy to see her, happy to be back with her, and you know what I'm saying? She's real good people, so being around her. So anything happens from there, we'll see how it goes. But I'm just glad to just be chilling with her. She's awesome.
I'm obsessed with Cash. I just watching the show felt like she brought the best energy.
No, definitely, always. That's probably one of the main things that attracted me to her. She's it's unique finding people who have the energy, but also brings out everybody else around her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
When I seen that, that's super dope. So yeah.
Oh, good. I'm so happy that you guys are reunited. I think all of the questions are are they together? Are they going to give things a go? I mean, clearly you're spending time together. So what did she just get off her flight and head to you?
Yeah, no, literally, it was crazy coincidence-wise. She had a layover in IAD, Dulles, which is 10 minutes away from my house. And so I was yo, I'll stop by and say what's up before you go on the next flight back to New York, Buffalo. And turns out she was you know what, forget it. I'll just get another flight. I was forget it. We out. It's cool in VA.
So has she met the family?
Yeah, she met my pops. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, my dad, we from down south. So we always have people over to eat and all that stuff. So my dad was yo, bring her to the crib and let's get some food cooking and stuff like that. So we do this all the time. And yesterday she was the Holland guest, the Cinco guest. So
yeah. Oh my God. I can't picture parents not liking Cash. You know what I mean? She's probably such an easy person to introduce to people.
Definitely, and my family is crazy. My pops is crazy. They're really outspoken. They speak their mind. They have no filter. So I feel like they just gelled. They already were Cash fans. They're like, oh, you should have picked Cash from the jump. You know what I mean? So they all love Cash, and so when she came over, she was just right at home. You know what I mean? So it was awesome.
You know, I have to say, like, your choice to recouple with Trina, I supported because you had you like had, oh no. I was like, what happened? Um, because you had to explore things and you were getting a lot of like hate, I feel like, from the girls in the villa, but that was your journey. Like, you needed to see, because it's a show about dating multiple people and figuring out what's best for you. So I was team Cinco the whole time. Like, I thought that, you know, you could have been a little bit more decisive, Cinco, let's be honest, but
Right.
you did what you had to do.
Right. Yeah. No, I definitely. I don't regret how things went, how I chose things, because like I said, or like you said, I did have to figure things by myself, for myself. And I wasn't trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I wasn't trying to, like be like mal to anybody. I was literally just trying to figure things for myself. And I feel like that was the whole point of the show. I feel like that's the whole premise, is to find the best connection for you. And it's kind of a selfish decision, but at the same time, emotions do get involved, you know what I'm saying? And so if I could have took a bullet to save anybody's emotions, I really would have. But at the same time, that's just what comes with it. So yeah, I did what's best for me. I tried to be upfront and honest about everything the whole way through, and that's the best I knew how to handle. Nobody's ever been in a situation like this. Like, I don't know about you, but I've never been in a situation like this ever. So
Hell no.
I was just trying to, what I'm saying, I was just trying to navigate through as best as I could, and that's the only way I knew how to do it. So
Well, that's why I think I didn't fault you, because I could tell it wasn't, you weren't intentionally rude, or like I could tell that you had, like, your decisions had weight to them and you felt, you know, sad. You didn't want to make anyone upset, or I could tell you were like a good guy. It's not like you were just like, yeah, I'm going to leave you and get with this girl and do you. I could tell that things like meant a lot to you. So I think that that really showed. Um, it must have been confusing when you were in there. Like, was it, do you feel like you have learned so much from start to finish?
oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Even if like the connection between me and Cash doesn't go like how I wanted to. Even if like I didn't make any friends or whatever, like worst case scenario, I feel like as long as I came out with something, then I'd be good. And I feel like the
Mm-hmm.
one thing I did come up with that I'm really proud of is that I built myself. You know what I'm saying? I became a better self. I'm able to communicate emotion better, which I sucked at, honestly. I probably still need work at it. And just being able to communicate and being upfront in general. You know what I mean? I feel like some things that I kind of like in the outside world, you can kind of brush things off. You be like, yo, I don't feel like explaining this, or I don't got to tell you how I feel about this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So being in that like enclosure with these people 24/7, you kind of have to do that, and you kind of have to explain this. And you kind of have to articulate how you feel and your emotions, which was sickening to my stomach, but I had to get used to it. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely appreciate learning that by myself. You know what I mean?
I think we're seeing that with a lot of people. Like, most recently, Corey and Olivia, and even Jeremy. Like, I feel like we're really seeing people actually change, like before our eyes, like on TV. We're watching them grow. Who are you rooting for that's still in the villa?
Honestly, I'm rooting for every because me and the guys have had a great connection. Like that's one thing I really cherish about being in there is us and the guys were all tight, like from day one. You know what I mean? We're open and honest with each other, and so I'm rooting for everybody. I was rooting for Josh. Condolences to his family and everything that happened to him. Obviously, he's gone now for a good reason. I'm also rooting for me and Mano. Will, you know me, him and Kira have been strong since day one. I know they go through rough patches or whatever, but that's what happens in relationships. You know what I mean? You go through trials and tribulations, and that's what makes it stronger at the end of the day. Um, Olivia and Corey. Corey's like a freaking sweetheart. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? He's a freaking teddy bear, and so I wish the best for him also. And even though feel like people give him flack for like Olivia's been in there the whole time, and y'all finally getting the connection, like it's not how people think. Like everybody's journey is different. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
maybe it takes longer to realize that connection's there than others. You know what I mean? So I'm happy for them. I wish that would be the best for them.
I,
And I'm really rooting for everybody.
I was on a flight yesterday and my flight attendant had Corey's exact hairstyle.
I
Like,
see. I think I seen that on your story. I was like, yo, I was like, that was dope. So I passed by the one. You're like thought about Corey. I just seen the hair. I was like, yo, that Corey on the flight. And then I went back to the other story. I was like, yo, that does look Corey hairstyle.
He was wearing the little dangly earring too. Everyone's like, are you sure that's not him? I'm like, guys, I'm positive. But like,
I'm like, man, he went home already. Sheesh.
how funny is that?
That was dope. I saw that.
Oh my gosh, I love it. But I feel like there's a lot of people that we don't even get to see. Like, okay, I have a few questions about rumblings from like outside the villa and what you thought of them when you were in the villa. So everyone that I'm seeing like isn't rooting for Kira and Will because like the outside world thinks that they like knew each other before going into the show, yada yada yada. When you guys were in there, did you know any of that?
So it was like speculation and rumor, you know what I mean? But that's all I took it as is speculation and rumor. You know what I mean? You never could really know. We don't have social media, phones, anything like that. So, um, yeah, I mean, like people speculated. I mean, people said a lot of weird things in there, and a lot of them were not true. So I can't really speak on it. But if it
Yeah.
was like that, it is kind of weird. You know what I mean for them if they do know
Also,
each other.
they could have like commented on each other's photos or whatever, but never had met, which like, you know, people do that stuff. So like I don't know enough. I haven't really like paid attention. I've heard rumblings, but I haven't like read into it or like looked at anything. But I'm like, whatever. Let them be happy. If they're happy, I think that's great.
Exactly. See, the one thing I really like appreciated about them, which I feel like some people found annoying, but like I did every once in a while, but I thought it's actually dope, is that when they're in the villa, they really don't have to be around anybody else but each other. You know what I'm saying? They're like, we'll be in the group over there, and there's just them two ducked off, which is like, it's kind of weird. It's like, dang, y'all can't hang with us, but at the same time, it just shows like they really enjoy each other's presence, that they don't have to be around anybody at all. You know what I'm saying? Which is pretty dope in my eyes.
Yeah, like they're genuinely compatible that they could just hang out without phones, without TV, and like just get along. Actually, really says a lot.
Exactly.
And then I feel like there was one more thing in the villa that I was thinking of. Well, it was also really weird that Shannon and Jenny got casted even knowing each other. It's like there's so many like hot single people, and what are the chances that two friends get cast?
Right. It was like, I thought they lived like 20 minutes away from each other, if that, and they hang out with the little sisters. And I was like, yo, that's crazy coincidence too. And so yeah, no, so after me and Jenny got voted off together, so afterwards we went to Honolulu because I was like, I'm staying, and she was like, well, I want to stay. I'm like, well, forget it,
Let's go.
we gonna stay here. Yeah. And so yeah, so I was staying with her, and like I was getting to know her better, like as a person, and she's actually really cool, really genuine. I feel like she didn't have enough time on the show for people to actually like let her grow on them. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, she was telling me about the Shannon situation and all that, and how they're really close. And I feel like there's a lot of misconception about things. So I feel like that's her story and Shannon's
Yeah.
story.
When I saw you in Hawaii with her, I was like, Cinco, do not mess this up with Cash. I will kill you.
Yo, everybody was looking like, what are y'all doing? Where y'all going?
Oh, I was
y'all
pissed.
Together? Yeah, no, me and Jenny are really cool. Like, she has to grow on me, but she's really awesome, honestly. And not like that. We just bestie vibes only, or whatever she says. What is it?
Yeah, bestie vibes only. But
Yeah.
also, I think it's kind of rare too for like girls and guys to form like friendships in this kind of setting because you're all living together. And like usually when you're with a guy or with a girl, you're dating. But it's nice because you all actually get so close and you like form such solid friendships. So it's really nice to see.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, yeah, we do get close, and people don't realize that if you get close to somebody, it doesn't always have to be sexual. Like, I have a lot of really good like girlfriends in real life, and so like I'm cool with just hanging out with girls and not getting like that. So like it's the same thing with being in the house. Like, yeah, like I have friends like Olivia and Jenny and Leslie and all them. Like they're super dope, and they're like, of course, they're great looking women and beautiful and all that. But at the same time, I cherish their friendships more. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't always have to be like I'm sliding
Yeah.
like that, you know what I'm saying? Chilling. I'm a vibe, like, chilling with anybody for real.
I had a question about Jeremy. Everyone's saying he's really funny, but we're not seeing it as much on TV. Is he? Like
Bro,
what's the
I,
deal?
top funniest people on the show is Giovanni, of course, and then Jeremy. Honestly, and every time somebody asks me about it, I'm like, yo, they really don't show his funny side like that. Like, it's wild because he's hilarious. Like, he's like a big buff goofball nerd, really, but it's hilarious.
It's so funny because we see the guys being such good friends with him, and like I feel like as viewers we're kind of like, why are the guys so obsessed with him, because he seems kind of boring. And he even made fun of himself on this past episode. He was like, oh, everyone thinks I'm dry.
Yeah, literally, like I don't know what it is. Like, they really gotta show more. I wish I like could keep I think they have videos. I have videos on the phone that they gave us to
Yeah.
him. And I wish I could post those because y'all be like, yo, no way. He dances. You know what I'm saying? He actually has rhythm. He's like spicy white. Like, he just be dancing, goofy. Like, he's like a movie maniac too. Like, all these actors in movies, like, he knows like everything. So he like quotes like every movie like anywhere. So I'm just like, yo, how do you memorize everything? But it's hilarious like the way he does it. He does like voices. You know, like the little gremlin off of Lord of the Rings. What's the dude name? Like Mike
Yeah.
Precious. He does that voice like to a T. Like, it's crazy.
Wait,
They really
this
need to
is
start.
shocking. This is so
It's crazy.
shocking.
They really need to start showing that because he's hilarious.
I think on the like unseen like Paramount like episodes, I've been hearing they show it a little bit more. I don't always get around to watching those, but that's so funny to know. Before we wrap up, I know that Cashay is with you. Do you guys
Yeah.
think so? I'm interviewing her tomorrow, so like I'm going to
Uh-huh.
fact check all of this. Do you
Cool.
think you guys will be able, like, you're going to try to make it work now that you're both out?
I mean, definitely gotta see what's there. Like I said, we're not trying to pressure anything. We're not trying to force anything. Like, we both came to an agreement that we're gonna vibe. We're gonna like see how things go. And like I said, that was my homie first. You know what I'm saying? That was a really good friend of mine before anything. So before we even get to, or even after, if it doesn't work, she's still gonna be my homie regardless. But right now, like, we're just trying to vibe and see how things go.
Yeah, and I feel like you need to actually give it a fair shot because
Right.
it was so on and off in the villa, and like now you're actually in real life and things are different when you're outside. So now it's like time to just like be like, okay, can this actually work between us?
Exactly. And yeah, like you said, it's different being outside. You know what I mean? A lot of the other factors come in, and we definitely didn't get a full chance. You know, there's me and her, and then me, couple up Trina, and then Leslie, Casa Moore. You know what I'm saying? So like, now that we actually have like the time to focus on like just this, you know what I mean? It'd be cool. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay, good. I'm so excited for you guys. I'm excited to talk to Cash tomorrow. Um,
Oh yeah,
this has been
this is gonna be
awesome.
super live. Appreciate
I'm
that. I
pumped.
appreciate you for having me. So,
Thanks, Cinco.
in New York, we come world tour,
Yes.
Love Island World Tour. We coming around New York. We're gonna be there soon.
Oh,
So
I'm
yeah.
hosting you guys. You'll come to the Barstool office.
I'll say that. Sounds perfect.
Come
I've
through.
always wanted to come. Definitely.
Oh my God, amazing. So yeah, we'll stay in touch through social media, and thank you. And tell Cash I'm really excited to see her tomorrow.
I'll definitely let her know. I got you.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, see you.
We'll just jump into things so I can get to know you on air.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, I'm so happy that you just said you were at Cinco's because you guys are on live last night giving all sorts of PDA.
Girl, I was drinking. I never drink vodka. And I was drinking and I was feeling flirty. And I like literally forgot that like 18,000 people were watching. Cause like for me, it's like still so weird that people even care about what I'm doing and like what he's doing. So it's the craziest thing.
Honestly, though, I actually love how flirty you are and like touchy feely because I think it's just like empowering. Like the way you seem so like comfortable with your sexuality. And I think that is so refreshing to see.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, there's just so much that we need to like talk about. First of all, I've been singing your praises on my podcast for the past like month because I'm like, Cashay is such a great example of like a confident woman. You went in with your shaved hair, you owned it. Like, I just feel like your confidence showed throughout your entire experience in the villa, even through ups and downs. And you showed a lot of maturity in the way you handled situations. And I think you were very level-headed and just like a great example of like someone that we should be seeing on TV. And did you like, how did you feel being in there? Like, did you know that the public was going to be responding so positively towards you?
Honestly, I had no idea. Because when you're in there, you're just in it. And
Yeah.
I knew that, I know that I'm a different type of person, right? I know that I'm an acquired taste. So I was like, I don't know how people are going to respond to me as a person. I didn't know. And I knew everyone's first moment of seeing me is me taking off a wig. So I just didn't know what it was going to be like for everyone with me being so myself. But I'm really glad that it's been a positive response. It's been crazy.
Girl, I don't even think you're an acquired taste. I think you were just like easy to get along with. Like, I think people look at you and they, like, even Cinco yesterday was really sweet. When I was interviewing him, he was like, everyone says that about her. Like, she just brings like joy to a room.
He's so sweet.
Wait, okay, so I'm so excited that you got off the damn plane and went to go see your man, because it was just so obvious that like your chemistry, the two of you, it's just like you were kind of being drawn to one another. And I think it took you like a little bit, you were probably like a little, proud to pick him. Like, you made me wait, I'm not going to pick you. Like, I don't blame any of the choices either of you made. I think what was necessary in the time at the moment, like you both did what you had to do. And like now it hopefully leads you to this place where you both are like, okay, we went through all of that and like, let's give things a go.
Yeah, it's crazy because I feel like I definitely could have saved him the time that he went home, because all the girls looked at me and they said, if you want us to save him, we will.
Yeah. And
Shannon was die hard, he's not leaving. That girl was like, you're not done with him. Like, because none of the girls wanted me with Charlie. Everyone wanted me with Cinco. But for me, it was just like getting there, like, because it was just a battle between my head and my heart. So my head was like, I should be with a guy like Charlie, but my heart was just Cinco.
And I think it's like pride. It's pride too, as women. Like, you don't want to be the girl that goes back to the guy that necessarily didn't see your worth right away. Like, that's just how I would exactly do the same thing that you did. That's why I'm like, I don't hold anything against you, because in that moment, like you said, your head and your heart, you're like, okay, this is what I should be doing versus like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, 100%. And then just having Trina, she was like, I don't really want him here. And then I'm also like, okay, imagine I save this man. It's going to like complicate things with Charlie. What if he continues to bounce back and forth between me and Trina? I was just like, no. I was like, I don't want to be a part of this choice. I was just like, I'm stepping back. And, inevitably the girls sent him home and kept Will.
Wow. Yeah. It's so crazy the way things worked out. It was also really amazing to see your friendship with Trina throughout all of this stay so strong. It was almost like trippy at points where you guys would be confiding in each other, but you're talking about the same guy, but you're both like handling each other with such like empathy and grace. And I think it was really remarkable to see the fact that like you guys never let anything get in between your friendship.
Yeah, it was crazy because in the villa, I think at first people were like, what? Because we were really close. But it's just, for me, I respected her so much as a woman, and I still do. It was just us both trying to find love. And it just so happened that we had really strong feelings for the same guy. And I'm not going to fault her for that. I never would. And I know she still has feelings for him now. But the last thing she said to me in the villa was, I still have feelings for him, but that's your guy. Like, you guys are meant to be, go get him. That was everything to me. She didn't need to give me her blessing. I didn't need to take it, but it meant everything that she did. And it meant everything that like that understanding was there with us. It's crazy.
That's actually like the most selfless thing. And I feel like you were that way with her as well. Like it was mutual. And I think that's what was so beautiful to see. I feel like some people in the villa, I talked a little bit about this with Cinco. Some people in the villa, I feel like are a little bit misrepresented on TV. Like I feel like Trina's a little misrepresented. I think Jeremy, apparently he's like this funny guy and we all think he's
hilarious,
stiff as hell.
No one knows. He's literally the best. He's always dancing. Like, I'm close with Jeremy, so that says something. The boy's crazy.
Literally, like, I'm like, he's hot, but a little dry.
I can't wait until he gets out and he starts doing interviews and, like, he starts posting on his story so you guys can actually see who this person is. You guys are gonna be so shocked.
It's so
He's crazy.
funny how that happens, you know?
I
Like,
know.
but I mean, overall, like, how would you say your experience was like in the villa?
It's hard because I did a lot of crying,
Mm-hmm.
did a lot of self-discovery. It was hard. It was very, very hard, but I had the best time of my life. It's so fun because you have all these people around you that support you and just want the best for you. And we really are such a family. We're already talking about like traveling. We're calling it world tour, and we're just going everywhere whenever. We're so excited. But it was really just like a life-changing thing. I don't have anything like negative to say, and everyone might think I would because I just cried a lot. It was like therapy that I didn't want, kind of like that's the best way I can describe it. But we're just such a family. I wouldn't change it. It was amazing.
Yeah. I think what's really cool to see is I actually feel like I saw on this season people like mature and grow in front of my eyes. Like you actually have like could see people's growth from the beginning to the end. And that's pretty cool for like a show about like love and hooking up. People are learning. And I saw it with you. We've seen it with Corey, Olivia, Cinco. Like, just so many people are really you know, growing in front of us. I think one thing I asked Cinco about, and he was a little tight-lipped, but we'll see if you'll spill some tea. The whole Kira and Will thing. Apparently they knew each other before the show.
Girl, we literally just found that out last night on live. I had no idea. Amy spills all the tea.
Oh.
So she like told us that last night on live, and we were all like, what? I have no idea.
What is the extent that people are saying they knew each other? Like, were they just liking a few photos, or had they met?
I literally have no idea.
I'm so curious.
I didn't hear anything about it until last night when Amy said so. Apparently, I think Kira must have found him like when we were in quarantine before going in, like when we were in the hotel.
Oh.
But I have no idea. My mouth dropped. And then they were just kind of like, I don't think that's fair. That's fair. And I was like, well, if they did know each other, then yeah, it's not. Like, that's crazy.
Okay, controversial opinion maybe on my end, but if they just started talking in quarantine, I don't think that's so bad. I think it's different if they like met up ahead of time and then pretended not to know each other. But if you're just like DMing, like, not as bad as if you actually were like hanging out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I don't think they were like hanging out.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know because they do live really close to each other in LA. So it could have been maybe they do after.
Okay. I also need you to give me this because I'm so confused. I thought she lived in Hawaii.
No, she lives in LA, but I know she's back and forth between Hawaii and LA.
Okay, because then everyone was saying I think they live near each other. So I'm like, wait, Will's from Hawaii.
And you're like, wait, what is going on? No,
and I'm confused because also isn't Olivia from Alaska?
Yeah, she's from Alaska, but she lives in Scottsdale.
Okay,
all her family. And
this is why I'm so confused. Because I'm like, why is no one addressing the fact that Olivia literally lives in Alaska?
No, oh my God, her family's there. But she lives in Scottsdale.
Because I got on like a deep, like a few months ago in quarantine, I got like into a deep Alaska like hole on TikTok where I was like following this girl and like her life in Alaska. And I'm just like, that's all I'm picturing now. And I'm like, how are her and Corey going to make it work if she has to go back to freaking Alaska?
She's going back to Alaska to see her family for a week when she gets out. And then I'm going to Scottsdale to like fake live with her.
Wait, also Scottsdale's so fun. So
That's
fun.
What saying, like when I tell you homegirl preaches about how fun Alaska, not Alaska, now I'm saying Alaska, Scottsdale. She says it's so fun. She's like, everybody's coming. So I'm going there. I don't have an apartment, so I'm going to just like crash with her and like discover Scottsdale.
You guys will kill it. And then I told Cinco when you guys come to New York City, we got to bring you into the offices and stuff. We'll show you around New York.
I'm actually going to be there next weekend, like next week. All my stuff is in storage, so all next week I'll be in New York.
Girl, come through. Okay, a few more questions. So obviously we saw that you're like BFF with Olivia. I loved your friendship. Are you rooting for her and Corey to win? Like who? Like,
of course.
Yeah.
I'm so biased because my two best friends are in a couple. Of course I want them to win. Of course I'm rooting for them. Not even just like winning the show. I really want them to just figure it out and like be together.
I'm obsessed with them. I love them together.
Me too. And I love their story. I love that it took a minute. And then now they're finally figuring it out. That's love, man. That's real life.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And I was so happy that they found their way back to each other when they were like tested with other people coming in, because I was just like, we need this to happen. Like, I was like waiting for it, and then it played out the way I wanted it to.
Yes.
Okay. Final thoughts. So wait, I'm trying to think who's even left in the villa. So right now, I feel like they're kind of, I have to say, like probably the strongest couple. I would love to see Trina meet someone before the show ends.
I know. I feel like no one knew was coming in, but it would be really sexy if they were just like, here, Trina, give my girl someone.
Hand her a man.
Give her, but this is the thing. Like, even if she doesn't meet anyone in the villa, I feel like there's millions and millions of men out here that are like, here, I love you. Here, I love you. Here, I love you. You know what I mean? She's incredible. I think out of everyone in the villa, even including myself, that girl is the most ready for love. That girl has the most open heart. Like, all she wants is to find her person and to find love. And I'm just hoping she finds that. I'm so obsessed with that woman. She deserves everything and more.
Yeah, and I think she's one of those people that actually grew a lot inside the villa too.
Oh my God, yeah. It's crazy because when she came in like, she's very, very strong. And her and we like mask our sensitivities the same. Like, I mask mine with humor. She masks hers with like just strong. Like, she just has like a strong mask on, right? But it was so sexy when she took off that mask and she was just like, here are my feelings. Here are my thoughts. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, queen, cry, girl.
Yeah.
I love that.
Because it opens people up in a way that I think people aren't used to being vulnerable. Like, we put up all of these walls, and like you were joking before, you're like, oh yeah, I was crying the whole time. But it's like, that's part of the process. Like, if you're not crying, you're not trying.
Yeah, you're not doing it right if you're not crying on Love Island. Yeah. It's crazy because you have this thought in your mind. You're like, this is what my experience is going to be like. I was like, I'm going to go in there. The boys going to be dropping at my feet. I'm going to have my pick of the litter. I'm going to find someone and we're just going to vibe and it's going to be sexy and fun. But it wasn't that, like, it was hard. It was a lot like self-discovery. It was me finally letting down those walls that I've had up for 4 years. It was crazy.
But although it was dicey for you for a moment there, it still also probably made you feel good because when new people came in, you were still the person that everyone was like, we love her energy. She's great. Like, people were still singing your praises. It's not like some people go in and they just don't even have anyone the whole time. It's like you still had options and you were growing and you were learning and you were trying new things. Like, it took you a bit to get here, but you got there now. You're in Cinco's house. Like, come on.
Oh my God, like, morning. I spill all the tea every time I talk to people. I need to chill. But we were like in bed and then his dad calls him and he's like, what does Cash want? His dad's an amazing cook. And I was like, can I have like mac and cheese? He goes, yeah, but this man is such an amazing cook. All I'm doing is eating. Like, I'm so excited to eat tonight. I'm like, we're eating. I'm so excited.
I also like am so happy you met his dad and like you're just like fitting in with everyone. It's so nice because things in the villa, you're falling in love and you're liking people and you're getting to know them, but like this is life. And now you're doing life, Yeah.
Everyone keeps saying like, are you guys in a relationship? And I'm like, no, we're not. Right now we're just really just trying to figure out normal things. Like, we went on a date last night. We went bowling and I was like, this is really sexy. Like, the fact that like I'm just out holding hands and we're drinking. I don't know, like little things like that is the things we need to discover before, we get there. And
that's
we don't really
the best part of like a relationship. Yeah. Like when the guy that you like all of a sudden just like puts his hands on your back and you get like the chills. You're like, that's my man.
Ew. I love it. So went to Chick-fil-A and we were just sitting in his car eating and I was just staring at him and I'm like, this is so freaking cool that we're just sitting in your car eating French fries. Like, this is like what I wanted to do with him since the moment I met him.
Yeah, it's the normal stuff. But it's so good. Like, I'm so happy for you guys. I think I really have like faith in you guys. I think that you're both really genuine people. Oh, sorry, the lights turned off in the studio. We're like, I probably just haven't moved in so long.
I'm like, are you good in there? Like,
they're on a sensor and they're like, she's not breathing.
You do have incredible posture. Like, you literally like this.
I have to because I have such a short torso and like double D boobs that if I'm hunched over, then I'm just like a blob.
love.
Oh my God, I don't even know what I was saying, but I'm just obsessed with you and Cinco, and I'm really happy for you guys, and I wish you nothing but the best. When is the finale? Like it's any day now, right? We're like getting to the end here.
Yeah, I actually think it's this weekend.
I'm not ready.
I know, girl, me either. I'm freaking out. I haven't even watched like Sunday's episode yet.
Well, I'm having an issue because I'm also watching Love Island UK at the same time, and in the beginning, I was getting confused who was on which season because they do like the same kind of like typecast, you know, like the blondes, the this, the. And so in the beginning, I'm watching both of them at the same time, and I'm like, and Too Hot to Handle came out. And I was like, I can't remember who was on what show. Like, this is too much. So I'm like, once US ends, then I'll get back into UK. But I'm just a big Love Island fan. And I'm just happy that people in the US now are getting into it because it's such an incredible show. And I think it's like better than The Bachelor, I hate to say, like, because it's equal opportunity for a lot of people to find love. And it's not just like one person. And it's diverse and it's inclusive and it's just great to see.
Yeah, I agree. With The Bachelor, it's kind of like you're putting one person on a pedestal and then everyone's fighting for that person. I don't like that. We're just all real people.
Yeah, this is just like cool ass people in a house together.
Yeah, just try to figure it out. I love it.
I love it, Cash. Where could everyone follow you and stay up to date?
Yeah, everyone can follow me on my Instagram and Twitter. It's at Cashay Cinco.
I love it. And then I'll DM you when you're in New York. We'll touch base.
Yeah, next week let's hang out.
Yes. Oh my God, I would love to hang out. We'll go get drinks.
Yes.
It was so nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
Have a good one. Bye.